Hello everybody and welcome back to another stream here on the channel. We are back with some more Berry World SMP. So I quickly have to do this intro, but welcome everybody to the channel again. Thank you so much for joining. Today, again, we're back with Berry World SMP, and I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a short intro because we're running a little late, but we're gonna be doing this stream that was promised last week, but unfortunately we have to switch it due to unfortunate circumstances. But honestly, thank you guys so much for joining us today, and honestly, I can't wait for you guys to see what we have lined up for today's lore. So honestly, thank you all so much for your support, and thank you so much for tuning in. And honestly, without further ado, let's get right into the lore. Again, short intro. My apologies.
Where are you? Where are you?
You gonna be alright?
Huh?
Your whispering is as loud as a mountain lion. I can hear you all the way across the room.
I'm just...
You're worried.
Of course, I'm a mother.
Guess that makes two of us.
Hang on, Justice. They're saying my audio is like a little bit glitchy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hang on a second. Yeah, it's that issue thing. Why is it doing that? Now, hang on. I gotta check. Maybe it's my RAM or something.
Okay. I'll just go and be right back for a second.
Yep. The music is a little,
Technical difficulties, everyone, but don't worry, we'll be back in just a second.
Yeah.
In the meantime... Alright, then. Don't worry, guys, we'll be back in just a second, just dealing with some technical difficulties. All right, all right.
Yeah.
Here, hold on a second. Let me switch in and out of skin so we can do this. All right.
Right.
Just switched from that to that. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, so we're gonna go back into character in about 3, 2, 1, and go. Are you sure you up for this?
What to do? I've sent the Azor guard out there, even. Haven't gotten a report on their whereabouts. They're the downside, I guess, of 8-year-olds and a 7-year-old being way too smart is, well, they can probably outwit their own mother.
I guess it would seem.
Anyways, should probably head down there. We've been standing around way too long. I need to work. I don't care. I don't care
All right.
at this point.
Well, let's go. Come on. All right. Let's head over there.
Have some of your homemade cookies or cake, because yeah.
Oh?
Come on. Come on.
Oh.
Well, this isn't quite the number I was expecting, but it's fine.
It'll do if it gets our point across. Also, Allison, did you do something new with your hair?
No, it's the same as always.
Hi, coconuts. Alright, anyways, shall we bring everybody to that new room?
Indeed. Follow us.
Oh, wait.
There's much we have to
Something-
discuss.
Room.
Something special prepared, sounds like.
Well, this isn't just some regular old council. Please, that. And let's get this over with.
Oh.
Take a seat in any one you would like. Those will probably be your seats for a long, long time.
Exactly.
Allie. Up here.
Oh, right. My mistakes.
You know where you're supposed to sit, Allison. We don't need to tell you this.
Yes, I just been out of a loop.
Anyways. Alright, let's see. Hallie, Yuki,
So-
Swanson, Chris.
Well,
Alright.
that's half of the wartime council. I don't even think they think that this is really important because, well,
No,
I
no.
was gone for a week doing something. And I hear a place in the new world got burned down. Oh my. I can't leave this council alone for even a week's notice before something went wrong. What exactly happened, by the way?
I can pretty much tell you all of that. As many of the people here were in attendance, but I went ahead and got the full scoop from Miles himself, since his place was affected. Alrighty then. So, from what it sounds like, Miles obviously came to us in the last meeting, sis, and asked for our approval on a certain event that they wanted to throw for their new Spirited Oasis festival, or place, whatever it is. And well, they did exactly just that. They held a festival, and it seemed like everything was going right, until at one point, when all of the party guests were downstairs, having drinks and dancing the night away, a particular group of rebellion decided to march their way in, grab their attention using a microphone, and well, they listed off some sort of propaganda of sorts, and from there, they hinted at burning a place down, and well, according to eyewitness testimony, after everyone had saw the fire and went to go try to extinguish it, they made their escape.
And And where were the Azure Guard? Pretty sure that place is stationed with guards. Supposedly.
It's not. It's a neutral ground.
Of course.
Well,
was there.
well, it doesn't
we
seem
ha-
like that's
I-
gonna
Guys,
be.
Empress.
I try to hire people to protect the people, just in
And
case.
nobody responded to you?
No, Evan, Grimes came, and everyone else was busy.
And you
so...
two didn't even manage to capture them. I heard they were making a display for you. Both, in fact. He stood up on that pedestal and literally mocked you. And you did nothing about it?
In their defense, Empress, we were attempting to discern whether or not there was an immediate threat to the people there. Their words were
And-
the only thing we had to go off of.
I think there's a bunch of things that need to be said, especially as of today. All right. I think it's abundantly clear that every single person in this room doesn't agree with the actions that have been committed. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yes.
Agreed.
You're
Yeah.
correct.
I think
You're
what my
correct.
sister is trying to say is that if someone is wanted, regardless of whether there's an immediate threat or not, it should not be the first priority to listen to what they have to say. Because unfortunately, Miles doesn't know much about how they did their plan.
I have a question though. Was there any casualties during the event? Anybody got... Yes? Speak your mind.
A few villagers got burned.
Oh god.
This guy didn't know they were in there, apparently.
And
I get that the
yeah.
villagers are expendable. However, we're going to need all the manpower we can get. We saved these people's lives during that one course in this history, which was the mansion.
I
So
have a
they owe us a
question.
lot. Yes?
Did you just say that Sky apparently didn't know they were in there? How would you know that information?
That is pretty
I just
suspicious.
figured.
You
I
just figured.
figured.
I mean, that was a sloppy job they did.
It was really a sloppy job. We were all talking about it.
Sloppily done or not, that simply can mean that they aren't exactly an expert of setting fire to buildings.
Well, nevertheless, something was hurt and something was injured. And I don't think even the rebels know they did that. The fact of the matter is that they hurt something. They hurt someone. According to Miles, Yuki, nobody was killed. But from what it sounds like, several villagers were hurt trying to put out the fires, and well, they lost a fuck ton of livestock. And well, we've lost one of our industries. Our industry of real estate. So if anybody new wants to get a home, then we're gonna have to fucking try our very hardest to even get them one. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether they fucking knew it or not.
That is true. Property value just really went down over there.
Exactly. A big pile of ashes. And I have to experience the dread that is carried by a hotel owner. A person who didn't even want to be involved with any of this bullshit conflict. So at this point, I think this carries the message that they're willing to attack anyone at any given point.
Especially if you're on the New World Council. Might... we should really be stationing more guards. Good thing we're training those other villagers who's had enough of this bullshit.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I had a very interesting talk with Miles about a lot of stuff. And well, after being involved with whatever had happened, it seems as if I've struck a deal with them.
Oh, do tell.
Let's just say their place won't have any more troubles. My little project that I've been doing is pretty much complete. And well...
Ah yes, you showed me the... you showed me them. Very, very interesting.
Yeah. As of today, I'm going to be revealing some information to you all, and I expect you all to keep your mouths shut. Alright? Apologies if it sounds a little too harsh, but at this point I'm getting tired of people stabbing me in the fucking back. So I'm gonna make it abundantly clear. Abundantly clear. Alrighty then. Since the fire incident has happened, there's been a few talks going around of what all this might mean. And well, I was talking to Swanson over there, and it's quite a possibility that things are not going to get better, obviously, considering the fact that they're willing to resort to violence. They may not seem like this kind of way. They can lie to themselves all they want, but unfortunately it's the truth. So, I'm officially decreeing this, along with the other members that are not here at the moment, to be the Wartime Council. Now that might frighten you, and trust me, it frightens me as well. But unfortunately, the only way we're going to fight fire is with fire. And well, you can't have fire without the numbers. So, I'm here to reveal to you all Deus Vult Military and the Azure Guard. The two armies of the New World Order. Hell, you might have even seen them in Haven or in Orlade, or maybe even in Dynasty.
We've basically, let's just say, some of the villagers decided to volunteer for this cause and now have converted to being our very own personal army.
And
So
remember,
now, they're very, well, let's just say, hardy. They won't be swayed by anything. They're very, very duty bound now. And, well, brother made sure of that.
of course
So,
I
well, obviously they need to be disciplined. They're gonna be soldiers now, not villagers anymore. Anyways, you and everybody else that have been selected for this council are the chosen few who I trust out of the New World Order Council. Well, not personal trust, but you get what I mean. I trust that you will do your job as part of the Wartime Council because, ladies and gentlemen, we're probably about to go into war.
did. It's only a matter of time until a declaration is declared from either our side or theirs. But I'd like to think that this is an open and shut case. We tried our very best. We tried to appeal to them. We tried to compromise. We tried to get them to see what they were doing was wrong, but I guess all it takes is one selfish act of arson to really truly believe the true colors of them. And
This just literally proves my point. Humans are flawed, unrationalistic. They're emotional. So they decide to retaliate like little babies, just to basically tell us adults that we're serious about this. Well, despite the fact that it was a sense of emotional retaliation, we have to reply to this. I didn't really think of them as much of a big threat as because of their small numbers, but because of what happened, well, it opened my eyes, let's say. So, they will not be considered war criminals from here on out. We should probably as well increase that bounty on their heads because of this.
I already have.
How much?
180.
Not bad.
120 to 180. Along with the biggest crime of terrorism, plus treason.
Of course. That would mean they'd have to be at the very pitter-patter bottom part of the prison.
Still under construction, but it'll be done soon.
Of course. Anyways, speaking of the livestock, by the way, you said livestock was, well, affected at Dogeland, correct?
I wouldn't exactly say that it was much to affect everybody, unlike our real estate industry, but all of Miles's livestock is gone. All of his cows.
We're probably gonna need to go to a livestock high place for the Pandora's Law in order to provide for that loss.
I think that's justifiable. Asia, do you think you can provide for that?
Yeah, I believe I can.
Alright, that's
Good.
good. It's good to know. Asia's
Anyways.
our livestock industry, or at least one of them, so it should help. Alrighty then. Well, continuing on with the fire debate, I went ahead and talked to Miles about a few more things. We're going to be helping rebuild what they lost into something completely better. Now, as to what that is up for debate. Not exactly wanting to build their old stuff as a reminder would really help them, but we're going to help them nonetheless. So I've
probably
contacted
gonna have
several
to
other
clear the-
industries.
Did you we're probably gonna need to clear out that debris. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, with the help of some of our, the help of some of our industries as well, we're going to be clearing that area out, terraforming it back to new, and building something else.
Of course, it's not. Yeah, of course. Plus, we don't want people getting injured over there. I heard from Bentley that he's been scavenging through the rummage
And, well,
of the fire.
according to Miles, it wasn't just an act of arson, it was an act of also stealing supplies. They noticed that a lot of their supplies that didn't get burnt was also missing. Stealing
So
resources.
thievery, terrorism, arson. They're really racking up the list, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
You really are.
But I don't think Miles has to worry about that stuff anymore. Because I went ahead and made a deal with Miles. So,
Which is?
I will be providing Daysvault military guards to their new place. The place will be guarded 24/7, and we will be putting an embassy for the New World Order over in the Spirited Oasis. That way, coverage is, well, now. Now there, I guess.
Well, the fact that it's a neutral ground, that would mean that the guards have to be stationed around the area that's not in neutral territory, I'm guessing.
Precisely.
So that means even if the rebels go over there, once they step out, they'll be shot to death. Probably injured, not really shot to death, but you get what I mean.
Well, from
So
a,
if they do retaliate, well, you already know what's gonna happen.
from my
They have their
reports,
orders.
from my reports, it seems as if they've already been struggling because of it. But I'll talk about that
Oh.
in a bit. But I think I should definitely share something as well that was given to me. I think everybody's going to want to hear this, especially you, sis.
Oh?
Along with the deal that I made with Miles, Miles gave me something that I guess you could say is a little bit of a death trap for the insurgency. Because apparently, this little group is calling themselves the Argus Insurgency. And well, the Argus Insurgency made one little flaw in their plan. They left it behind.
Oh, what is that? Is that
This-
a notebook?
This piece of information that I'm carrying right now is the plans that they had. From what Miles was telling me, they found this while they were trying to escape the fire. And well, from their hypothesis, this was written by Sky themselves. And I guess they dropped it and didn't even realize they did. So, I haven't peeked in this just yet, but I'm going to go ahead and read it off to every single one of you. Step 1. Scout the area the night before while not being seen and find a suitable place to set up a temporary camp. We will need to set up after scouting. Step 2. Head out in the evening of the event and arrive at the scouted area and set up camp. Step 3. Wait until the festivities have begun and make our move while the event is in progress. That will draw attention away from the inn so we can make our move. Step 4. Head to the Dogeland Inn, in quotations, and take whatever we can and use as necessities and leave no trace behind. Burn it. Burn it to the ground. Leave nothing behind when we exit. Step 5. Head to the Oasis, also in quotations, and sneak around until we find an opportunity to relay our demands and messages. Make sure everyone hears it. I want the Queen to know that I'm not playing around anymore. Step 6. Allude to the fire vaguely and make our escape somehow. Step 7. Head back to the cold. If all goes according to plan, the message will get to the New World Order and they will be forced to step down. I do not want these tyrants to control our lives, and this will be the first step in doing so. I look forward to our inevitable victory. Embarrassing.
That insolent fool.
Would you look at that? Looks like our little rebellion friends have made the biggest error they could have ever done.
It is the biggest mistake that they ever fucking did.
Step 7, head back to the cold.
The cold.
That deduces a lot, actually. There's not that many cold areas here on the Earth. I can think of a few off the top of my head. The upper tops of Russia. I know Canada's very cold, where Alaska used to be.
No. Oh, no. Oh, does anybody have a map?
Not
If
exactly.
I was a rebellion leader, where's the one place that would make armies much more difficult to traverse? Not Russia. I've heard of people traversing the scales of Russia. They have clear paths over there. Oh god, you get what I'm getting at?
You're thinking of the one area that we don't have jurisdiction over, don't you?
Precisely.
Antarctica.
The one area
not.
that they're safe. The one area that they're safe from. The one place with no jurisdiction of the New World Order. That
Wait.
place.
Are we
You
sure we
don't
can?
know.
Are we sure we can even deduce that place? It could be a diversion.
That is true. There are several places. We probably have to check for everything that's inhabitable.
That's exactly what
Because
I was
if
going
I
to
would-
propose.
There are many other cold places there around this world.
That is true, which is why we have to check the ones that are inhabitable, naturally.
Well,
If I was hiding from the government, I would do the same thing.
the thing about Antarctica, though, is since it's a place of no jurisdiction, that means we can do anything we legally want over there as well.
Yes. It's
So,
a
unfortunately,
no-rules game.
unfortunately, it's not exactly the safest place, I'd say, but it's definitely a possibility. But it seems too obvious.
It's a little too obvious, but it is inhabitable as well. We could check the south or the north. There is also the north.
That's exactly what I'm proposing, sis. We have the numbers, we have the armies. We can send battalions and groups out to go search these areas, and once they come back with something, they'll come to us.
We could even like bring the golems along. One punch from those guys and you'll be knocked out for weeks.
Those are a work in progress, but I do
See.
agree. I do agree with the stance. Just looking at these plans makes me sick.
Well,
And-
you better keep it.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. Does anybody
gonna
have
be a little
anything to say after hearing any of that?
A little bit, yeah. So, number one, if you do plan on sending people to search Antarctica, I would like to be notified when they head down there, considering I'm the only, well,
Of course.
not terrorist owner of it.
Of course, out of respect for your property, we will. We have to
Mhm.
do a search warrant after all.
Yeah, and I will definitely approve and actually help with your search.
All right,
I want
then.
them, if they are there, I want them out immediately.
We should probably start from the north. You are right. It's pretty obvious if they should check the south, so we should probably check the north
Well,
first, just in case.
from what I've been seeing on the maps that the research team has been putting together, or at least Wyvern has, it looks like Greenland's an option, parts of Russia, but it's unlikely since Ares Volt is over there. They would definitely see
Yeah.
something.
There's a lot of military people in Russia.
There's some snowy parts that are above India. There's Alaska, Canada. There's so many areas we'd have to search, but
We should probably check the northern hemisphere first, then.
Mhm.
then we'll do
Everything
so.
that's in the north.
We'll do
Yeah,
so.
we'll do so. Then we'll head to the south if we don't find anything.
Antarctica is probably a last resort.
Of course, have you seen the scale of the size of this?
Well, I've never been to Antarctica, so I wouldn't know.
It's the largest, actually. Largest cold climate. Ain't that right, Chris?
It very much is. Not even
So-
I've traversed all of it.
So that would probably be our last place of destination. We should probably check the north first, yeah.
There's many
But
places that this cold comet could lead to, but the further we search and the more we do it, the sooner we'll have our rebels.
We should probably as well, like, equip our people for the cold.
Oh no, I already got that handled.
Oh, you do? Great. I'm probably going to ask for a new outfit. Just to make sure I can handle the weather.
Well, we got the resources, so... Anyways.
Obvious. Anyways, is there anything else?
Talking about the fire, talking about embassy, rebuilding work, their little mistake, search parties. I think that about does it for that.
Alright then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we should probably be prepared for a rest stop. We'll probably summon you if there's any new information on something. By the way, we probably need to talk to Wyvern about the research, please.
Don't worry, I have that handled.
Oh, you have that handled. Well, I'd like to see some developments, if
Well,
that's okay.
Can't exactly get a lot of development nowadays when you have a rebellion going around.
That is true. It would be nice, though, to at the least get some kind of information about certain areas. I heard there was a new thing that happened, so kind of want to see if there was anything new about that.
Anyways, I think that about does it for that talk. Is anybody in disagreement with these notions?
None.
If the Empress wants to see development in a research front,
Right
I
then.
happen to bring along a particular something with me today.
Oh. Good.
Justin, I've told you about these, but I actually brought them with me today, thinking that perhaps one of the researchers would be around. You know how we have no understanding or quite idea about what happened to the world before it became like this?
Mm-hmm.
We uncovered some pieces that hopefully the research team can comprehend.
That's what you were talking to me about, weren't you?
Yep.
Hmm.
A lot of it's in pretty bad shape, but hopefully they're helpful.
My final message. SOS. If anyone finds this message, do not return to Jericho. I repeat, do not return to Jericho. Things have gone to hell and it's no longer safe. We should have never touched the surface. We should have never taken from those things. May whoever is watching us from above have mercy on us. Old keycard. Jericho authentication keycard ID 60-520-21. Do not lend. Keep with at all times. Some codes, torn documents, some broken tapes, and whatever this is. This has something to do with that broadcast thing you were talking about, right?
Correct. Those were found after we followed a bit of the broadcast and deciphered what we could.
What all have you
We should
deciphered
probably
from
just-
this?
Honestly, not terribly much. My mind ain't quite for the research type of thing, I'm afraid.
A
We
to
should
B.
probably give it to the researchers then.
Well,
You might have a better idea.
well, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and do that as, Wyvern's been preparing stuff for this kind of stuff with Project Genesis. So I guess this will help greatly. This is so weird. Why would someone write in this way?
They probably actually wait. When you found that, was there anybody there, like, alive or dead?
Tell him, Swanson.
We did in fact find someone. However, unfortunately I was at the back of the group and couldn't prevent them from killing him. They were, I think, a zombie or one of those undead sorts of creatures.
Well, Well, that's too bad. Could have extracted information from them, but a dead person's a dead person.
Nothing that can be done now, unfortunately.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Well,
Well, let's just leave it to the researchers with what we have. Very least get to the bottom of that part of the whole
this
world.
seems all too familiar, I will say that. This piece of paper. I've seen something similar to this before. You see, a while ago, Sol and Kitty were doing lessons with Zolan, and they found something similar to this. Sol had given me whatever they had found, and it looks very similar, I'd say.
Let me see that.
Here, take a look at that.
Perhaps they're a piece of the same puzzle.
Possibly.
Yeah, this does look familiar. Where have I seen that shape before?
I don't know. Beats me. I'm more interested to see what you have to think about this code. You seem to be built for the brains. Think you can figure out what it means?
Unfortunately, this geography isn't really my strong suit.
Who knows? Maybe Wyvern can figure something out.
Geography and anything else. Yeah, I'm not much of a tech person.
Alrighty then, well, I'll be sure to bring these pieces of evidence to Project Genesis. Thank you, Swanson.
Of course, I'm just doing my job.
Anything else anybody wants to share? Or are we done here? I have to do something else much more important.
The only other thing I can think about is talking about the expansions that we made here in Beantopia.
Oh? What are these expansions?
Well, alongside this new room that you're sitting in right now, we've made a few other rooms, and we've unlocked a few other elevator floor stops. Some of them contain possible supplies and maybe answers to the old world that we have yet to dig into. And well, there's a new venue that's being created, but honestly, I don't think that kind of stuff is important. As of right now,
Do you mind
obviously.
showing me this? Do you mind showing me this? The new areas that you're mentioning? Is that alright?
Do I have to bring everybody along?
They're part of the Queen's Council, aren't they?
You're right. Alright, well, I guess we can end off our meeting by going to check out these places.
It sounds like a field trip.
It's very interesting.
Right.
Alright, then. Alright, any one of the buttons that are made of stone are the ones that are functional. So we'll start off with the Global Storage Archive. Take a
Ooh.
gander at how long this hallway is.
What the?
It almost looks like a library.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
We found it
What's
just
this
like
at the
this.
What is
So many
this at the end?
filing cabinets.
It looks like a private locker. We haven't been able to crack the code to it, but we're thinking that whatever's
There's
behind
no-
it might have some answers.
There's
As for
no
everything else, they're empty. Redacted files, everything.
Useless junk, probably.
Yeah. All they're good is just empty pieces of paper to write on the back of. But we're thinking whatever's here might be important.
Well, they wouldn't lock it up if it wasn't important.
Exactly.
Perhaps the codes on some of them papers might be related.
Possibly.
Perhaps.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
It's quite possible indeed. But I'm not sure what could be in there. Could be something beneficial, could be an artifact from the old world, could be the Declaration of Independence for all we know.
Did the researchers have access to this area, by the way?
And as of right now, I haven't really written out clearance values, but I'll get on it.
Of course.
There's a lot that a red right hand has to do, so yeah, it's gonna take some time.
You're quite busy, yes?
As with you.
Of course.
Right. Lee.
Oh, yeah. Go on.
Alright.
Hey,
Next-
what's this one?
Next up is the security office.
I'm guessing
This
this is the
one.
Royal Guards' place.
This one we made ourselves. Just nothing but an empty room until we got some commissions done.
Oh.
So I'm guessing the Royal Guard is in charge of this place.
Why, of course.
The Zora Guard. Huh. Well, Swanson, you have your own little office.
I guess I do.
With new technology being developed every single day, very soon we'll have security cameras. Definitely beneficial.
Oh,
It's amazing how much we as humans can develop, especially with nothing. Or a little
Well,
bit.
With this, we'll be
Yeah,
going
that's
into
fine.
Industrial Revolution soon.
I guess you could say that.
progressing through the time periods in record time.
Well,
Basically, speed running through it.
whoever left all this pieces of evidence behind obviously left this all behind. For a reason. Anyways, heading back down. We don't need to go into the comm station. I think
It's an
there's...
executive bunker.
That's still being built at the moment. Think of it as a shelter,
Oh.
just in case this place gets attacked.
Ah. Like all fancy
Hmm.
presidents.
Yeah, the only thing that's in here is the incarceration cell center, but I'm sure you guys don't want to see that.
I mean.
I mean, we could show them.
Probably.
Well,
not.
I'm
Like, probably not if it's not ready.
despite all
That's
the other areas, we're soon going to have a maintenance room, a treasury deposit bank, a mailing center. Over there is an aviation association room, because I've been talking to a particular engineer about possible new innovations for aviation. A recreation room, and out here, which is still being constructed, past that beacon over there, there's a venue room.
That is a
Oh.
very large door.
Yep. Venues often have large doors. But other than that, that's what we've been doing here.
It's nice to see some developments in this place. That clock in particular, we really need to get that moving somewhat.
Not exactly an expert on how to do clocks, but I guess you're
It's
right.
just stuck at that time. Jeez. Just a grim reminder of when it all ended.
Anyways, does anybody else have anything to present to the hall, since we're not at the table? Nothing?
I honestly thought there'd be more. But anyways, if that's all, yeah, you may go. Swanson, Allison, I might need to talk to you both.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Chris.
Hmm?
You have a
Over
minute?
here.
I have all the time you need.
Alright, come with me. I need to talk to you about something.
Alright.
Alright. Here. Alrighty then. Alright.
Alright.
It's been a while since we've talked. How you doing?
Well, other than having to run a country on my own, pretty okay.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I know. I know about Davern's role in all of this. I know about how they participated in the act of arson.
Yeah.
And I was hoping you'd have some possible information on where they might be.
No, not anything.
I was afraid you might say that. I'd assume that ever since they committed the first act, which was at the ball, I'd assume they ran.
Yes, sadly haven't seen Davern since the ball either. I was concerned where he went, and now I'm not really too happy with what happened afterward, but yeah.
Nobody is. In fact, a lot of people are upset, which is exactly what my sister predicted would happen, so...
Oh yeah, I assume your sister was happy with the note I gave her at the ball?
To say that would be a complete understatement. We don't know
For real?
We don't know exactly what they were gonna do, but can't imagine it would have been nothing other than spying, possibly getting the message out, maybe even committing this whole act of arson the first time, then us foiling their plans. I don't know. A lot of predictions and a lot of theories have been going around, but of course, can't exactly prove all of these things because without evidence, there's nothing to prove. And I think that's where they lack as well.
Definitely.
But, Chris,
Mm-hmm.
I took note of how you were behaving back in the meeting, or where we just were.
Oh.
You seemed very agitated when we said it was possible that they were in Antarctica.
Well, you know, it's not exactly lovely to hear that a bunch of traitors are hiding in your land.
Well, as your well, I wouldn't say best friend. I don't want to assume that we are best friends or anything like that. But as, you know, someone you work with and as someone you talk to, and as someone who's part of your side as well, I can't imagine that they're going to come knocking to your door to ask for help. Considering the fact that they may be in Antarctica, you might be their first target to seek help from. And I know that's possibly the case because they've been targeting my daughter in Orlade. They've been visiting her, talking to her, possibly brainwashing her. Again, can't exactly prove these things. And well, I think I've done my best to try to convince her not to join their side, but when it comes to you, I don't want to just simply tell you not to tell them anything or not to join their side. So I think from business partner to business partner, I think payment is definitely something we should talk.
Oh, what do you want?
Alright, well, seeing that you may be targeted by the insurgency, considering the fact that, well, anybody who is a part of the New World Order is possibly a target, and, well, you're very businessy, I'd like to say. I'm willing to pay you to not tell them anything, if they come around.
That can work. I will say, I mean, I don't know why I wouldn't say no.
This is exactly why I wanted to give this offer to you. Because, well, again, I'm not calling in that favor. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I am trying to just, I guess, keep watch over everybody, especially after the fire. Because, well, Miles isn't exactly a big higher-up associate in the New World Order. They're just a council member for their country. And unfortunately, that was, I guess that was enough for them to be targeted. So, I don't exactly want you to get your place burnt down, so think of this as compensation and possible payment if your place ever does get targeted and burnt down as well.
Oh, trust me. If they ever try, their heads will be on a plate.
Well, we'll be there to witness it, I guess you could say. But
Yeah, that or I could always just throw them into the snow and see what happens.
but there is one thing I want you to know.
Yeah?
If our forces ever capture Davern in Antarctica and you're around, make sure he surrenders. I'm very particular on my son not being hurt. As for the others, I'm not entirely sure. I can't exactly pinpoint who is trustworthy on their side and who's not. Because, well, my sister has theorized that ever since this little fire happening has been going on, they've possibly been tearing each other apart because of it. Some people are probably for it, some people are probably against it, so it all depends. Sky, can't exactly say that I ever want to see their face again. Ona, I'm not too sure. But it would be nice for them to surrender, possibly. Davern, I just want him to come home.
I understand.
So, with that payment there, if they ever ask, just keep quiet, I guess.
Mhm.
Well, until next time.
Until next time, sir. Or Justin, I don't know. Which one would you like more, sir or Justin?
Just call me Justin.
Alright. Well, I hope everything goes well. I mean, yeah, I will say their fire incident didn't help them at all, I will say that. Because their goal was to try and use that. Because the thing is, they tried to use something as leverage to try and, like, get people on their side, but then the whole fire thing kind of happened, which kind of messed it all up, I will say.
That's exactly what my sister was thinking, as well as myself. Once I heard about the propaganda, I couldn't help but laugh, considering the fact that this... if this was some sort of act of getting people on their side, they sure as hell didn't prove anything.
Yeah. It didn't really at all. It screwed them over in the long run, actually. And also, out of all the places to target, Spirit of Leases was a terrible place.
Well, it could have been anybody. It could have been you, it could have been me, it could have been something else, but...
Yeah.
That's what's got me weirded out. They didn't target Haven, they didn't target anywhere I've lived. They targeted an innocent person who really doesn't dive into any of this political stuff.
Which is one reason that I will never respect Sky as whatever the hell they are. Leader, rebel, traitor, don't know what they are really.
Oh, yeah. Before you go, another question.
Yeah?
Have you seen Danny?
Yes?
You have?
Yeah.
They're still are they still in Antarctica?
To my knowledge, yes.
That's weird. Their exile ended a while ago. They should be able to return.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember. Honest, I might have seen them outside of it at some point, but
Yeah, they might be an Orlead. Not entirely
Maybe.
sure if they want to see me, but I just need to know.
I mean, he's your son. Why wouldn't you want to see you?
Well, of course. Anyways, I guess our deal has been made. You can go now.
Yep. All right. You two enjoy each other.
What were you talking about?
Well, I made a deal with them. Considering the fact that Chris is the only person that seems to be inhabiting Antarctica, I basically paid them to keep hush-hush about our stuff, just in case the insurgency tries to get them on their side. Or ask.
By the way, as a precaution, if we do, or when we do actually start searching Antarctica, keep a guard or two on them.
I was thinking just that. Can't exactly
just a
trust
precaution.
everybody.
Exactly. We have to be cautious, we have to be sneaky, cunning. The Argus insurgency managed to slip past a guard or two during the whole Spirited Oasis. I'd like to keep some sort of precaution.
We will.
Just in case certain board members of the New World Order are actually part of the insurgency.
Well, no matter what, we'll find them.
Well, I have a question for you then. What are you going to do if someone from our family is part of the insurgency? Like Davern.
I want them captured. I just want to know. I want to sit down with them and ask why they decided to do these things. I'm not exactly...
You'll have to put them in jail.
I know I'm gonna have to do that. I know.
Will
I'm
you
gonna
be
have
able
to
to
do
handle it?
that. Yes,
Will you be able to handle that?
I've been backstabbed enough. I think I can handle it.
Alright then. If you can handle it, look, listen. I just don't want you to turn your emotions into your own personal, well, You know what I mean.
Is it
Don't let
because
your emotions get to your head.
I'm Aries?
That's the least of my problems.
At least you can actually say that with confidence. Nobody's ever been able to say that with me.
It's more on the lines that you have a big heart. We can't go easy on anybody, not even part of the family.
But if
We
there's
have to
if
give-
there's an option for it, then I'm willing to take it.
Of course. But fair justice, remember. Always gotta be fair. No matter who it is.
Yeah, I know. I wish there was another way, but you're right.
Well, at the very least, you still see your kids.
But do they want to see me? Do any of our kids want to see us?
They're young. They'll understand in the future.
I certainly hope so. Anyways, I got a lot of paperwork to write, so I'm gonna stay here for a bit longer.
Swanson's been, well, searching for the beans. I just hope they're okay, and I swear to God, if the insurgency has them.
We'll never know unless we see the evidence. We can't repeat history again.
Of course. But I'm just saying, I hope that they don't involve them in this. They had nothing to do with
If they
this, or me.
involve your kids in this war, potential war that's gonna happen, I will break every bone in their goddamn bodies. And there's nothing you can say to stop me from that. They are
Would
young.
I stop you?
They are young and they don't need to be involved in this.
Would I stop you?
You know me better than anybody else.
Of course. Anyways, are you gonna head to the office? Because I'm probably gonna head home.
Yeah. You don't mind if I use your desk to write up paperwork, do you?
Don't be my guest. I barely sleep on that thing or write on that thing anyway.
Alright, well, see you later, sis.
See you later.
Alrighty then. Got a lot of fucking paperwork to fill out. And looks like I'm gonna have to stay overnight for it. Great. So this is what it feels like to be in the seat of power. Anyways, let's start with you. Alrighty then, everybody. That is gonna wrap up this Berry World SMP stream. Oh my goodness, look at all the people in the chat. Hello, everybody in chat. I see everybody. I see Sky there. Hello, Sky. That is the rebellion leader, if you don't know that. Hello, Sky. I see you. I see you in my chat, you sneaky, sneaky dog. I also see Davern tacking on terrorism fun. Just you wait. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this amazing stream. I hope you guys enjoyed everything about it. We've been planning this one for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, I'd say. So yeah, we're gonna be doing some more stuff. I think next week and all that stuff. I know Sky and them are gonna be doing their perspectives soon, so definitely go check them out if you haven't. Let's see how long I can make my rap sheet /J. Oh my goodness, Sky, you're amazing. Out of canon, guys, go check out Sky. Sky is amazing at what they do. Definitely go check them out because they're on the rebellion side of the SMP, and their lore is very, very interesting. Definitely go check out Danny's as well, and Davern's, and check out all of them. Just check out all of them. Check them all out. Just do it, okay? Just do it. So anyways, again, thank you guys so much for joining us in the stream. We have an official Twitter for the SMP. If you use the command that is in the title, you can check it out, / BWSMP Twitter. And then we also have a Discord link as well, if you want to go check out the fan Discord as well. I didn't realize that Davern's not a moderator and all that stuff, so yeah, I'm okay. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Sky, so much. Thank you so much, man. I should really mod you guys. I should really mod you. Anyways, again, I think I've said this about 4 times, but thank you guys so much for the support on Berry World SMP. It is amazing. We're gonna be getting more into stuff. Definitely go check out everybody's perspectives, especially Sky's, especially Yuki's. Every single one of them, they're all amazing people. Thank you to everybody who joined in to the lore stream today. Thank you to you guys for tuning in, and thank you to every single person who has supported Berry World SMP from the very beginning. You guys are amazing. Anyways, guys, that is about gonna do it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and head off and whatnot, because, you know, I gotta do other things and all this stuff, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is YouCantJustice, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Bye-bye!